Coming up on today's CODE Bet Daily Weekly AFL Show, it is a preliminary final special, and I'm up and about. Go the Flaggers! Cannot wait. What are we going to look at in this one, you ask? Player props, game picks, best bets, everything that you need to set yourself up for a preliminary final weekend. What about you, Stats Guy? What do you like the most in this one?
The overs, of course. Goals galore, I'm hoping.
What about you, Alex?
Ironically, a big sound to silence the MCG.
Sounds pretty good. All right, check it out. It's the CODE Bet Daily Weekly AFL Show. It gets loud. Welcome to CODE Bet Daily, the weekly AFL show. What a great edition it's going to be as well. There's only 3 games left in the AFL season.
Wow.
Breaks your heart. Tell you that much. But it is AFL prelim time. And I am your host, Jaymz Clements. Pretty tired CODE Bet editor, but editor of a good website. As said, it's called CODE Bet. You can find it at codebet.com.au. You'll find a breakdown of each of these games in length, extreme length, I think, with these.
Yeah.
Jeez. We'll have big breakdowns of both, essentially all the player props, all the game picks, everything in those articles. That's exactly what we're going to do today. I'm joined, as always, by the Pontiffs. We've got Alex Donnelly over there.
Yep, just keeping this site running, just doing my best. All the work. It's been great.
Have a sook.
I'm not having a sook. It's been great. It's been peaceful. I got all of this GWS and Collingwood
you
stuff done.
You haven't left the house in 4 days.
No, it's been amazing.
What are you talking about?
I have no beeping in my house
Meanwhile,
anymore.
Stats and I, that's it. That's what we call him. We call him
Tones and I.
Stats and I.
Yeah, I don't want to be compared.
We've been working ourselves to the bone over the
Must
Gold
be
Coast.
hard.
Yeah, it was pretty
Getting
tough.
a free trip to the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Someone's got to eat
like
big
you said, you had a
yozers.
break from us, we had a break from you, so it was good.
Bloody great.
The other guy there is Stats and I.
Yeah.
Stats guy.
That's a weird one.
That's a new one.
Yep. Well, keen to go. Keen for the prelims. Very excited.
Do a dance.
Yeah.
Sing a song. Anyway, this is CODE. Footy's back. Prelims are back. Finally. Love this. CODE Bet Daily. It is what it says on the tin. CODE's betting daily, but it is one code today. We are talking player props, game picks, and best bets for the preliminary finals. Of course, we have an absolute belter, GWS and Collingwood. Whoa, cannot wait for that tomorrow night. And of course, my beloved Carlton travelling up north to Brisbane. I did have my better half, substantially better half, way better half.
Way better.
Go, you could stay up there. I'm like, nah.
Because isn't this after
It's a trap.
where you left her with the kids 3 nights in a row, like less than 2 weeks ago?
No, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe a little bit. I'm treading on very thin ice.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Yeah, you didn't even think about it. I saw you live. Look at that. You're like, nah,
Can't do it. Anyway, last week's results, both Alex and I went too far. Stats guy with a big old zip.
Yeah, bloody Demons.
Big sound, baby.
I can concede that one because I didn't mind the Giants, but the other one, the Demons, costed me a bet. I was absolutely filthy with 9-17, wasn't it? Or something?
I was there on Friday.
Luckiest. Lakers did well again at the end, but very lucky.
Blakers, thank you.
Blakers was
Blakers,
awesome. Tears in my eyes. All right, but with all that said, it's time, finally, for the CODE Bet preliminary final preview.
Good timing.
Let's go, gentlemen. Collingwood, GWS. The odds at the moment, Alex, 157 for Collingwood, GWS $2.45. The line at 10.5.
Yep.
The over-under floating around the 166, 167 mark. You wrote this preview.
It's long.
Yeah, he's going to read the whole thing and we're going to have an hour and a half show.
1,900 words later, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, this line's actually moved. It started off at about 13.5, so it's just slowly but surely eked its way in throughout the week. But the Pies going through, they've won 22 of their last 26 at the MCG. They absolutely slaughtered GWS, the MCG early this year. It was about 65 points. That was in round 9. It was Mother's Day. Let's all remember Bo McCreary's mum did that thing. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
the
all over
speech,
social media.
that was awesome.
Great.
Did she do a flip?
I hope so. Yeah.
Do a flip.
Yeah. Anyway, GWS has now won 4 on the bounce to make the prelim, and they've kicked 100 points in 3 of them, and they kicked 90 odd last week. Should have hit the over last week if they kicked straight. That hurt.
Yeah.
But they've also covered in 4 of their last 5 matches between the 2 teams. The one of the 5 was earlier this year. Bit of history here because the 2019 grand final, GWS came from the clouds to win that.
Yeah, that was nuts.
They were heavy outsiders that day and beat Collingwood, and Collingwood fans cried. It was hilarious. This is the 3rd prelim that Collingwood have played in the last few years. They obviously lost to the Swans by a few points and lost to GWS by a few points. Their form is a little fugazi coming into this Collingwood. It's like they've won 3 and they've lost 3, but you look at who they've beaten in the 3. Essendon, stats guy could beat them. Geelong without injury ravage. Geelong without injury ravage, stats guy could have got a game. And they self-sabotage. The Demons last week self-sabotage like stats guy does on a daily basis on Tinder. So,
whoa, I got 3 drive-bys.
Yeah, I had to get that in. It's been 3 days, mate.
Just sit here.
But yeah, it's...
He had that one written on the back of his hand, though.
Yeah, it's like the Rock in that John Cena. It's like, I've got to get these lines
I feel like Alex's notes on his phone are just drive-bys for Chelsea and me. And then
mate,
no work.
Give you the drive-by after Chelsea's performance last week. But yeah, it is a worry. And then there's also been a lot of the injury concerns around, obviously, Taylor Adams is going to miss with the hamstring. The younger Dakai, Nick, is back.
He is.
Dacos the younger.
Yeah. First game since August 5th. It's got to be a concern. Like, how are we feeling about that? Because everyone's like, Dacos is in. Collingwood are going to be so much better.
Because his odds are still so low, I'd be steering clear of him just because you're not sure how he's going to be. I still think he's going to play pretty well. They wouldn't play him if he wasn't like
no, it's a prelim final. 70%. He's playing. No, it's a prelim.
He's going to be all right, I think. Yeah,
he had 42 last time they played.
Yeah, he did.
But he won't get anywhere near that, I don't think.
Yeah,
I would be very tempted to go throw caution in the wind and go Nick Dacos just gets plenty of it as GWS maybe still run rampant over him.
Well, we said in the early bets article earlier this week, Nick Dacos 35 plus at $3.15 with Ladbrokes, because it's just like, he's young and he just won't care, so he's just going to run himself into the ground anyway. Like ring rustiness, so what? Just handball it to me every time, guys. I'll get a lot of the footy. So that's sort of my concern, is Collingwood's actual lineup compared to GWS. They've hit form at the right time of the year, and they seem to be the most informed team of the two coming in.
They've won 11 of 13.
Yep.
4 straight, obviously. The last one that they did lose was to Port.
They lost 5 weeks ago. But they turned it around and smashed Port last week. Like, just punched him directly in the face.
I think the really big thing here is rust versus rest.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
This is Collingwood's, like, they've played 1 game in 28 days by the time they run out onto the MCG tomorrow night.
Gee, they could rip it up.
Yeah. Or they could start slow.
That's a 28 days joke, you dinguses. Jeez, that was awesome.
But
check this style. Wow. I love it.
Okay.
Let's go 28 days.
I'll have to listen to that after this, I reckon.
Frankston's finest.
There you go.
Even Homie laughed at that. Jeez,
we get a laugh.
The studio's gone nuts.
But so also 4 of the last 5 between the two have hit overs. Like, the weather here in Melbourne is meant to be brilliant tomorrow night.
Yep.
And the way that both teams, they just run and gun through the midfield. I think we see high scoring. I think GWS, they're going to come out firing early. Collingwood could be slow out of the marks, and this is where we may get one of those psychopathic Collingwood comebacks. Like, how are we sort of thinking with the over-unders? Like, it's pretty high at 167.5.
The last prelim? Yeah.
93, 94.
Yeah, so that was, they came flying back in that second half, right, and pushed
5
Sydney.
goals in the last quarter.
Yeah, the form, especially of your Giants forward line, like Riccardi in great form, Hogan can kick a couple of goals. You got midfielders streaming through as well. You got Canelio just kicking goals for fun as well. So, yeah, I'd be going the over.
Yep.
Interesting. I'm definitely going to go the over. The Dacos thing as well, I think he's gone over 35 7 times already this year.
Yeah.
Which is big numbers.
Yeah,
it's huge.
He's pretty good.
I don't mind that 35.
He's kind of good, yeah. That's it.
But the over, I think, is easily the play.
Yeah, that's pretty low.
Sort of feel like, though, in terms of game script, do you worry about the lack of, for GWS, if somebody just takes out Greene, can Hogan step up? Will Riccardi just disappear like last week?
That's what I'm worried about.
Riccardi didn't disappear last week. He just didn't kick straight. He still took, that was the second most amount of marks he's taken all season. He took 6 marks last week. He just didn't kick straight.
Yeah.
If he kicked straight, you're like, Riccardi's kicked 5. How good. Hogan, he's in the form of his life. I don't think anything's going to sort of slow him down at the moment. Darcy Moore's got his hamstring issues. Nathan Murphy's one pushover from having another concussion. I think GWS are really perfectly set up to win this, but for player props, you've got to look at Nick Dacos. He's 30 plus, $1.73. If he just runs and guns from the start off half back before integrating in the midfield, I think that's a good start. Billy Elliott, he's a favourite with CODE Bet. He's kicked 13 goals against GWS in 8 games. He's got 2 or more in 8 of Collingwood's last 9 matches at the MCG. His favourite.
Yep.
Jack Crisp. He's actually played 3 preliminary finals. This is his 4th. All of them, he's got 26 or more disposals.
He loves the prelim.
25 plus is 255. I actually went back and watched the highlights of the GWS Collingwood prelim from 4 years ago. He was just streaming through the midfield all day. It was insane. You look towards GWS. Who's probably been there? Who do you think, Toby Greene aside, who's been their best player in the last month?
You got
Josh Kelly.
Kelly, or Canelio's up there as well.
Yeah, I was going to say
as well.
It's going to be. It was Kelly and Whitfield is what I was leaning to. Like Kelly started kicking goals in the last few weeks as well. This is the best stat ever. 25 plus in his last 17 Victorian games.
Oh, Victorian.
It's a pretty good stat.
Yeah, and against Collingwood earlier this year, had 27 and a goal. Against St Kilda, he did that as well. Kicked a couple of goals there. The 25 and a goal is $3.18 with Ladbrokes. Toby Greene averages 23.7 touches against Collingwood, which is way up on his career average, which sits about that 18, 19 mark.
Yeah.
2 or more goals in 18 of his last 20. 20 and 2 again, $3.30. And then, as you said, stats guy, Lockie Whitfield, he had 33 last week, and his run and carry was just awesome.
Yep.
4 games in a row, he's had 30 plus.
It's actually shown consistency. It's really good, yeah.
And he had 29 against Collingwood earlier this year. I'm happy with the 30 plus at $1.85. And then it's sort of like, who's going to kick the goals? That's my worry for Collingwood, because this backline of Buckley and Sam Taylor, it's awesome.
They've been in great form. Yeah.
They're going so well. They just shut Port Adelaide out of it last week. Like, Dan McStay needs to have a big game. He's on mad amount of money. He's kicked 1.3 goals a game this year. 3 plus is $3.30. He's kicked 18 goals, 6. He's kicked 2 plus in a fair few of his games this year, but he hasn't kicked more than 2. $3.30 for 3 goals, and then I'm going Jake Riccardi again. 3 goals at $5.
So your case for McStay seems to be that he's been bad, and this time he won't be bad.
Yeah. No, my case is that
we're paying him lots of money to be good, and he's been bad. So he should be good this week.
The case is he can go to another level. He just hasn't yet.
Yeah, he has. He did at Brisbane.
He did. Yeah,
but he hasn't yet. Yeah, that's why I'm a bit worried about him. But
at least he's been kicking a goal or 2 a game. But for Collingwood to win this game, he needs to kick a few goals. Like, you're not going to rely on a bunch of blokes kicking 2 or 3. He needs to go big, and Myercheck somehow needs to go big. He seemingly goes missing in these big games. Myercheck, I'm massively against him here.
Yeah,
that's why I haven't mentioned him at all in the article.
That's why you've gone McStay. Yeah.
So McStay's kicked 2 plus in 7 of their last 8.
Yep.
Which is pretty chaos. But he hasn't gone above that.
He hasn't gone above 2 all year.
That is shocking.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's weird.
On $800,000 a year, you want more goals.
How about, so Billy, I mean, he's your 2 plus sort of play. Yeah. McStay 2 plus is where I'd probably land.
Because it's like, well, who's Myercheck going to shut down? Not Myercheck. Who's Sam Taylor going to shut down? Probably Myercheck. And then you leave Buckley to go on McStay.
Yeah.
Sure.
But they've both been...
Or Himmelberg as well, because he's tall.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah.
Good ones. Have you got a first goal kicker for us, stats guy?
Yeah, I got a couple. Bit of value in this game. So Bobby Hill, $15. I think that's great value. He's kicked the first goal 6 times across the last few years, which is more than any Pies player. So he's done it, I think, a couple of times in the last month and a half or so.
Kicked a goal in his last 9 MCG games too.
Yeah, he loves the G. I did notice that. So he's been awesome. He's just a great crummer. He's going to get a goal early, I reckon. And then Stephen Canelio on the other side, $21. I know he's a midfielder, but he's got 6 goals in his last 4 games. He's got, I think, last 2 have been 2 plus. He's got the first goal 3 times the last few years. Can burst out of the midfield. Wouldn't be surprised if I see him bursting out of the midfield or just pushing forward really early, which he's been doing a lot more in the last couple of months. So first goal, $21.
The running gun of GWS.
Yeah. And then just a sneaky one.
You're wrong. It's Toby Greene.
Oh, it's Toby Greene.
First goal kicker of this game will be Toby Greene.
Last couple of weeks.
Because you know what will make Collingwood fans the most angry?
Yeah, Toby Greene.
Toby Greene just coming out of nowhere, getting it up there, Collingwood fans, and just going, I don't even care. They'll be leaning over, they'll be spitting, they'll be like using all 3 of their teeth to open their cans. Who knows what's going to happen, but the Collingwood fans will be upset, and that's what I'm here for. Ooh. I'm here for upset Collingwood fans.
Yes.
Let's go, Toby Greene. First goal kicker at the MCG, Friday night. Book it.
We did look at that stat this morning, though, on that Braden Maynard is actually only considered 1 goal on 142 minutes of playing on him. So 1 goal. He's got the best record of any player.
Yeah, Toby Greene's form the last month I'm going to back over Maynard.
I don't think he's going to go big, but I think he'll get 2.
Oh, but I love this idea of Maynard versus Greene. It's like Alien versus Predator.
Yeah.
Whoever wins, we lose. Like that kind of vibe, right?
Yeah.
That stinks. But anyway, Toby Greene, first goal kicker, just because I want to see the absolute hearts ripped out of Collingwood fans. It's right there. It's sitting right in front of us. Come on, Toby, pick it up. Pick it up.
Actually, $8 for him is pretty good.
Pretty good value.
Usually, he's around that, even $6.50. So
nice,
not bad.
All right. So what are our game picks? What are we leaning on? What are the sort of locks for this game? You feel obviously the over, I think, is where we're all landing.
Yep.
Yeah, got to go the over.
I'm going GWS at the line, the 10.5, because I think even if Collingwood win, and they probably will, it's a big sound. I get that. But I don't know if it's big enough to get past the Pies.
Oh.
I'm here for that song's silence in the MCG on Friday night at about 10:30.
I reckon there'll be a few orange supporters
I'm
there.
going to be one of them.
Yeah, there'll be just random people dress up in some orange. Why not? I hate Collingwood.
I don't have to dress up.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a high vis on my way out this
See,
Arvo.
everyone picked on me ever. Oh, Ginger Kid. It's like, yes, now it's my time. The rise of the orange. Let's go. But the simple idea, though, I do feel like they can do it, but it would be the most hilarious outcome. The AFL sitting going, we've got Melbourne in the finals, we've got Collingwood,
They've
we've
literally got a
and
Carlton
it's
Collingwood
only a
grand
Brisbane
final.
GWS grand
Yes!
final.
AFL will be gutted with that.
Like the AFL's wet dream right now is the Carlton Collingwood grand final.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Whereas the opposite of that is Brisbane GWS. And you know what? I said it after the first week of finals. I want it.
Yeah.
And it's so close.
Any team with GWS they don't want, but
No,
the
but
other
it's
side of it
also-
is they've put a lot of money into GWS and they can go, look, they're in another grand final.
It's also like, hey, our expansion works. Dimmer, fix Gold Coast, please.
yeah,
Please, just don't look at that one. Just get it over there.
Yeah.
Gold Coast is like, get out of the way, you. I think we're all, so I'm going GWS in the line. Stats guy?
I don't mind GWS at the line because Collingwood games they love keeping it close. But I'm going to go Collingwood 1-39 at $2.15. I'm not on the big sound. I know Alex is raring to talk about them. I just think the experience. They love a close game, which I think is going to be. They'll just get over the line in some weird way. Pressurized game. So I'm going to go Collingwood.
Yeah, I don't mind your 1-39 because with my 10.5.
Most finals, especially prelims, I don't see it going 40 plus.
I mean, we've seen a few in recent years.
Yeah.
I'm leaning heavily on the big sound.
Clearly.
I'm all over them head to head. I forgot to mention the inside contested ball. Tom Greene is just going to beat everyone up and have 30 plus as well.
Ooh.
So the interesting, there's no mention in your breakdown of De Goey, who had 31 and a goal last time out.
He did, but then in his last month, his form has been very patchy where it's like, I don't want to go, it's Jordan De Goey. It's just because, obviously he's got the reputation of being so good, but his form's been so patchy, there was nothing very heavily that I wanted to go with that was some sort of value. The same with not throwing
He's
in.
kicked a goal in 4 of his last 5 games.
Yeah.
So he's had 25 and 1, 17 and 2, 20, 27 and 1 against Essendon. Again, stats guy apparently could have beaten them.
Yeah.
19 and 1 against the
See, that's what I mean.
D's,
There's a lot of the possessions. There's something that's always missing in what you want to have with him. And when everything's like $1.30.
Yeah, the other thing is there's not as much value for the goal. Yeah.
Whereas the Tom Greene 30 plus is like $1.70 as well. He's in the multi that's in the article as well. But there's no need to mention him because everyone's like, Tom Greene 30 plus.
This could be like the weird game though, where it's like all the focus goes on Dacos' return, and De Goey just goes, I actually might be our best midfielder.
Yeah.
Everybody should.
But also
And he has
Tom
like
Greene
30
could
and
just
2.
go, I'm going to throw all of you everywhere
Interesting.
and get a lot of the footy again.
I might back a bit of De Goey there for the 25 and 1, if not 25 and 2.
Yeah.
And that'd get you pretty nice.
Well,
odds
De
on it at
Goey
this
is
point.
in the same game.
He's in the multi, yeah.
Yep.
Nice one. Good stuff. How do we feel about the next game?
Do you want to talk about it?
I can tell you right now, Brisbane are going to win by 30 points. Sweet.
Yeah.
Good try, Carlton. You tried hard. You've kicked, 20 goals in 2 games of footy?
Oh.
Brisbane are going to kick 20 on Saturday night.
I can't wait to clip that up if Carlton win. But yeah, I agree.
Carlton, meanwhile, are just going to win this game the way that they win all their games in heart-stopping fashion.
Yeah,
with
heart-stopping,
me
yeah.
putting my foot through the TV.
And your dog losing his mind.
The dog just going, what did you do? So anyway, let's do it.
Yeah.
Saturday night at the Gabba. Brisbane, $1.36. Carlton, $3.35. Rank outside is just the way we should be. 19.5 is this line. The over-under is 166, 167, same as the other game, which is kind of weird.
Very weird.
And I feel like they're both very low. Can we start there with the over-unders?
Yes.
Very low
I think
Just
over-unders.
it's-
multi both the over-unders is the best bet of the weekend. Yeah. Might just do that right now.
But the vibe, I think, going into this, we don't stand much of a chance. The Lions beat the Blues 100-74 earlier this year.
Yep.
That wasn't Marvel. Carlton have not beaten Brisbane at the Gabba since, I believe, 2013.
Absolutely,
Stats guy.
yeah. I had to look at that before 2013. They haven't played their...
Stats guy was just
That
a
much.
twinkle in Mark McAllion's eye.
2013, we're getting later and later.
He's only 9 years old.
How am I on a punting show?
But the way that they did that as well, at Marvel, you would have figured Carlton, this was like the beginning of the real down period for the Blues as well. It's
Yeah.
like
Yes.
round 8, the Schneid was in full effect at this point. And
Yeah,
obviously
boss out. Now he's the Messiah.
Exactly. It hits its nadir basically as, round 12, King's birthday weekend. And it's sort of a weird setup because they smashed them at Marvel. The big story from that game was obviously Cripps being towed up by Dunkley. But that's also Dunkley playing at Marvel. Basically his like favourite place on earth.
Yeah, he played a lot for the Dogs.
He'd been trying to get out of the Western Bulldogs for a long time.
Yeah.
So.
But
not specifically Marvel,
his stats at Marvel were absolutely unreal.
Yeah.
So it's this sort of weird mix, goes back up to the Gabba. I think you'll see a pretty free-flowing game. This might be where Carlton actually kicked more than like 8 goals in a game, which is kind of nice. I do not think Carlton can keep up. That's just kind of the problem. We just don't have enough.
You've literally won due to your opposition's inefficiencies in the last 2 games.
Yep. Yeah, and we haven't been able to trust your mate, Harry McFive, all season. But I feel like if you're going to keep this close, he has to kick at least 2 or 3.
But he's not going to.
Well, I don't know. It's probably worth a look at Harry McFive. One last time. We're going back into the breach.
That's why I mentioned
Harry McFive, best bet of the week. I love it. He'd show it all. He'd be sitting there. He'd be just staring at the camera going, play that out your nose.
I can't believe he didn't do it once.
Yeah, he should have against North Melbourne, but he kicked it out in the full from a metre out.
He kicked into the roof.
You can't even... Oh, no, that's it.
Other ones here for this, though, in terms of player props.
Joe Daniher, 4 goals.
Hugh McCluggage, 27 in 3 straight against Carlton, and he's kicked a goal in 5 of his last 6. So McCluggage, 25 and a goal is an absolute layup.
Never trust a dude with 3 G's in his name.
Okay.
I've known that one before. I'll keep it in mind.
We used that when he let us down at Marvel against Collingwood.
He absolutely broke my heart in that one. So, Lachie Neale averages 27 against Carlton in 13 games in his career. He's actually, weirdly enough, got 10 goals as well in those 13 games, which is like a weird one for Lachie.
Because he doesn't kick goals.
Exactly. Just sort of sneaks forward against the Blues. He had 32 last year. The weird thing is, I think you'll see a stat floating around that he's got 31 plus in 5 straight home games against the Blues.
Yeah.
4 of those are with Freo. So it's a little bit, bit on the nose. He's only played against the Blues once at the Gabba, and that was when he racked up 32.
But he still had 32
last year.
Yeah.
So I don't mind Neale to go hammer and songs, because if there's anything Carlton can do, it can let one opposition midfielder just run absolutely rampant, and they just try to contain that back 50, you know? It's kind of Brisbane at the Gabba. They absolutely will tear you apart. I think Neale will be at the forefront of that. Joey Daniher, 2+ in 15 straight night games at the Gabba. That seems like a pretty good stat and pretty pertinent, because it's a night game at the Gabba. So 2+. Boom.
It's twilight.
But I don't mind Daniher. Like, the thing is, like, if we could have 2 Jacob Wiederings, I'd feel pretty good about Carlton. Unfortunately, there's only one Jacob Wiedering. Chucky Cameron, 2+ goals in 6 straight games as well.
We love him.
I think they're the 2 that are going to be tearing up the Blues. I think Hipwood, I can't really trust him. The other one, I think, is obviously Lincoln McCarthy. He's got a goal in 8 straight games too. Zach Bailey kicked 4 in that Marvel game earlier this season. Him to kick 3 is $7 just as a standalone.
Oh.
He is that sort of weird sized half forward flanker.
Yeah.
Basically just sort of runs a little bit rampant.
Typical Brisbane guy. Like, just looks the same as 5 of them.
Flat track bullies.
Yeah, they do.
How they go.
Like.
But I think that's the sort of thing, because like Carlton's back half flankers, like you've got the likes of Sard, Doherty, Newman. Hello Newman. It's not exactly like and Mitch McGovern, etc.
Yep.
Like, if Bailey's the sort of dude that can sort of carve that up, then he could get loose again. Pretty easily. But I think you've also got, was it Chucky also had 4, I think, in that game, right? So I think that's where Carlton will really struggle. I think Chucky has a day out. He might kick 6, and it wouldn't really come as a massive surprise.
Maybe.
Small forwards. It's the one thing that Carlton are just like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. A lot of your halfbacks love to attack.
Yep.
So there's sometimes you get caught on
We've got like 8 different rebounding halfback flankers.
Is on the counter
no actual tagging back pocket.
If Cameron's on the counter attack, there's no one catching him.
Like, unless they're throwing like Fogarty or someone out the back, Brody Kemp maybe. That sort of.
He's been pretty good.
Brody Kemp's been handy, but I just feel like Chucky, the overhead marking, he should just slice
just leading up as well.
So I think you go Daniher at the 2+. I go Chucky probably with the 4+ and go from there. You throw Lincoln McCarthy in there for at least a goal. Probably Bailey as well, because you probably get 1 at least. Just the attacking nature of Brisbane at the Gabba, which is too good. And this Carlton defense has been good. It's like, top 4 defense all season.
Yeah.
Pretty handy. We've got, as I mentioned, like the rebounding back halfman. You'd probably go Newman, Doherty and Sard, probably 25 for Newman, 20 for Doc, 20 for Sard.
Around their averages,
Just because there's going to be that much ball in the back half that they're just going to have to, it'll be panic stations a lot of the time, a lot of panicked handballs and sort of stuff. And up front, Jack Martin, if he's hopefully back, he will be.
He will be, he's not injured,
I'd just leave out Harry and
Apparently they're not going to, but yeah.
Well, you've got to bring back. You're paying him $1 million a year. You've got to.
That's not how it works. But
It's not exactly how it works, but that's how Alex thinks it works. It's like, oh, well, he's getting paid a lot.
Well,
It's
I mean,
like,
Brody Grundy's getting paid a lot of money, and he's just going to walk his way to Sydney. But also, Harry does actually help Charlie get off the chain a little bit.
Yeah,
that's why he's the most expensive decoy in the world.
Yeah,
you can send Harry like halfway up the wing.
Yeah,
just to take a clunker.
Well, he took a bunch of them in the final against the Swans.
Could they even play him on the wing so he doesn't have to have a set shot?
Oh, shut up, Matthew Richardson.
But that's kind of,
is that what he said?
That's kind of
what he did.
The kind of vibe from that of sending, it means that Charlie doesn't have to go and do that and like have your,
have your main
thrust saving clunker on the wing where you're like, oh God, we needed that.
True.
And then you look at the forward 50 and you've got no one there.
And Tom McCartan zoned off and takes an intercept mark, aka Harris Andrews.
Yeah.
I feel like Charlie didn't have a great game last time. He only had the one goal, I think. And
he's been pathetic since he won the Coleman.
I think it's more about just
hasn't got near it.
I think it's more about the structure and how, like, who he's playing, right? So he played last week, obviously, against the Demons. They have towed him up literally every time he's played them.
Yeah. Swans.
And the Swans, same sort of vibe. So you're going against Brisbane. But it's also a little bit different. I think he just has this more to himself. And I think he could probably get you to about 2 or 3, but there's just no value in it. So go the Martin 2+. I think there's another TDK goal, Tom Nicone.
Yeah, even him, TDK for 15+, we were talking about that
was your disposal count, which I
really like. He's got that in 4 of the last 5 weeks, which is very good for a ruckman. Yeah.
And I think otherwise, like the goal kickers, I'm just steering clear of the Blues ones. I think the one thing that I want to lean on is probably my favourite little double up, which is Cerra, 25+ and a goal.
Ooh.
Actually gets to over $5.
Huh.
Okay.
So Cerra was at a couple of nice little pings, had that great goal against the Swans, was really good basically last 2 weeks as well.
Yeah.
I think he gets plenty of the ball up there at the Gabba. Cripps, I don't want a bar of it.
Don't trust him.
I just don't know.
So beaten up as well.
He is. He's got a broken nose, basically.
He's been smashed for the last 2 weeks.
I was going to say 2 years.
No, but like even more so the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Sam Walsh, 35+ touches is $2.65.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think that could happen. But I think essentially what it all boils down to is I think the Lions can score 100 points. I don't think Carlton can.
Well, it's Carlton have averaged just shy of 11 goals in their last 6 games. Brisbane average 102 points a game at the Gabba this year. Let's be realistic. Take out Carlton pride aside. Brisbane are going to run straight through them. If they play to their best, they'll win this by 40, 50 points.
You just hope that Brisbane played down to Carlton.
Yeah, it just depends if they kick accurately.
But if Brisbane play like they did against Port in that second half, a lot of Carlton fans will be turning off their TV halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah.
Including me.
Yeah.
Stats guy, first goal kickers.
First goal kickers. Going to have a look. Who was my first one? Chucky Cameron. You got to have a look at him. I know he's only $9, but he's got the most on the ground in the last 5 seasons. 9 first goals. He's just elite.
That isn't a lot when you think about it.
Across the last 5 seasons, not that a lot,
games.
but it's still more than anyone else. I think, Charlie Curno's obviously the second one. He's only $6.50. Not good value at all there for first goal, but it's probably the only thing that has a little bit of value for Curno. And then Tom Nicone. He actually hasn't kicked the first goal, but he kicked the first goal for the Blues last week, and he's been absolutely awesome lately. He had 15 and 2 goals last week, and he's been kicking accurately. At the start of the season, he had a couple of games, 0-3, 0-2, 0-1.
He had I remember there was a shot on the wing like directly in front of me, I think maybe the Eagles game. And it's like, this is just a get-right game. And he just like sprayed it. You're like, bro.
Yeah, it felt like a ruckman sort of kick,
Very ruck kick kind of vibes. And you're like, all right, man. But he looked so much like tighter.
He was dead eye,
It's like awesome last week.
Yeah, so 5-1 in his last 6 scoring shots.
Nice.
So if he's he's been pushing forward a lot. I think he's going to push forward early, especially if you win, Carlton win the first clearance. $21 is a bit better value there.
I like that. I love the Charlie Cameron one though. $9.
Yeah, $9.
That is,
I can easily see him getting
just takes a mark in a
country road. It's going off.
Takes a mark just in the forward pocket, swings around, bang, off you go, pack her up. Any other names that we didn't sort of mention there? What do you feel?
I'm going to have a little something on Jasper Fletcher to get 20 disposals at $5.75.
He's been really good.
He was fantastic in that qualifying final against Port. Hasn't hit the 20 in his career yet, but a lot of like 19, 17, 16s throughout his first season. Just a couple more would be nice, but I feel like the way he's playing, given that 15 plus is $1.78, I'm going to take the risk at $5.75. Also, just to break Jim's heart again, Joe Daniher 5+ at $10.
It's not horrible.
Yeah, it isn't horrible.
They've got so many options. Like, just set a block on Weidering, and then they've got 3 other guys out there. So
he's just super long, lanky arms just going, another one.
It's the Lions Hydra. It sucks. Like, they've just got so many different ways to beat you, especially up there.
And let's be realistic. If Brisbane Lions do not win this is one of the biggest disappointments in possibly the last decade of football.
I think
Or
also
it'd be the greatest Carlton win in
yeah,
years.
like great for Carlton winning.
After the Blues run right through Gabba bangers. Woo!
Brisbane 40 plus $3.15.
40 plus. I don't know.
Well, you're fired. So.
The only way Carlton are going to win is if they Brisbane kick inaccurately, which they have done before.
Yeah, but stats go.
Maybe we could just mind trick and
Not at the Gabba, not at the
I was about to
Gabba.
say Brisbane will have 40 shots.
Yeah.
They'll still kick 16 goals.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I don't feel great about this. Brisbane at the line is probably my pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, because even like if you wanted to go Carlton, at the line, I just don't know if they'll keep it close enough. I think
It's something like it could be like 2 goals in it at 3/4 time, and then Brisbane just run away with it.
Yeah, it's
and
not
win
a
by 5
massive
goals, and you're
line.
like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, they were better than us all day. Oh well.
Yeah, it could be close up until I reckon. Yeah, last
Sort of
quarter.
like what they did to Port. It was close, and then they just went, "That's cute." Bye.
Yeah.
it does very much feel like that. But in terms of like Brisbane games, just the way that they've played at the Gabba is it's just Thanos vibes, right? It's like it's inevitable. It's like you can't stop it.
Can't stop it.
Like I think was it that round 2 Melbourne game, right? Back at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Where
They were 40 points up when the lights went out.
the
Yeah.
lights went out. Baby, when the lights go out. That's when Carlton are going to stumble into the bedroom drunk.
don't
just go,
wanna
"It's
know."
all right," and then fall asleep. It's going to be unreal. I'm going Brisbane.
Yeah, I think you
Brisbane.
have to go Brisbane. I'm going to go Brisbane and the over though. It's just $2.30 over that 167.5.
Brisbane 40 plus and the over.
I think Brisbane are going to get at least 100. They
Yeah,
usually get around
average
100.
102.
And then or 102.
110 to 60.
Yeah,
Bang.
but then and Carlton usually get around that 60 to 70. You got the over. So
I think it's really simple. Just like the offensive output of Carlton this year has been
Not great.
very much this. And when they had like a little bit of a run, it came against Gold Coast at the G. And a
Yeah.
lot of it was just based around them playing at the G and demolishing some half-decent teams here and there, putting up a half-decent score against like a hobbled Port, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But like when they do win, like against good teams like Collingwood or Melbourne or something, it's
Low
because they
scoring,
just
yeah.
strangled the life out of the game. And I just can't see that happening in the Gabba. So
Yeah, agree.
there we go. All right, let's do some really quick best bets.
Oh no, I've got the siren up.
It's best bets, it's best bets, it's time for all the best bets.
All right, AFL Preliminary Final best bets. Mine is probably going to be the Jordan De Goey 25 plus and 2 goals. I feel like there's just a little bit of space
yeah.
for the man who loves Bali the most to step up and have
Oh,
an absolute
nice.
crack. And I reckon I'll jump on the Adam Cerra 25 plus and a goal. That'll get you over $5. They're my 2 favourite. But I think, to be honest, the over is the best bet in either game.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
That's why one of my best bets is just both games to go over that 167.5 on Ladbrokes, $3.53 just for that. So that's probably my
multi them up.
Multi them up, yeah. Don't have
one.
to worry about a result. Yeah.
Alex?
Josh Kelly 25 and a goal, $3.18.
It's pretty good.
I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. He's been
It's very good.
awesome.
Yeah.
And then big sound.
Oh, mate, I will lose my voice if remember how much I got into it, the St Kilda and
Yeah.
GWS game? Think of that without beer and times it by 10.
Nice one. All right. So I think so that means I'm tipping a Brisbane Collingwood grand final. I think Collingwood win, GWS cover. You're tipping a
Collingwood, Brisbane.
Collingwood, Brisbane, yes.
and GWS Brisbane
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
there.
GWS Brisbane, and then the big sound wins the flag.
I hope it's GWS Brisbane because I can get a ticket.
I know I was about
Yeah,
to say,
yeah.
I reckon we'll be able to get tickets in the general sale. Would be a chance.
Nice one. All right, there you go. That's your Code Bet Daily Weekly AFL Show, the preliminary final preview. In the bag. Gentlemen, are you excited?
Oh, I'm up and about.
I'm like Big Kev. I'm excited. Look at this. It's footy. The Blues are going to win. They're going to be in the final. I can't wait. They're going to go home and win the flag. Go Flaggers. It's going to be awesome. That's the Big Kev vibe.
I was going to say it's the
everyone in the
best
office is
weekend
like,
of
"What's
footy,
going
but
on
we
here?"
can't do it. All right, we're done. See ya.
What are you talking about? It's all good. It's a big weekend of
It's a
footy.
big weekend, yeah. The Blues.
Anyway, get right around all of our shows, of course, as well. AFL, obviously this one.
We're about to
EPL.
record NRL in like 15 minutes. Phil live from Poland.
Oh, he's still in Poland? Nice.
Before going across to our Brighton this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Hold all tickets,
awesome.
the horsey racing one. And we've got NBA Australia, NFL Australia, all the other good gear. So like, review, and star them all. And check us a follow across all the socials. We have the old Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. X, Threads. The thing on the camera's moved, so
Yeah, I was
can
going to
barely
say.
read it.
I thought you were reading it.
Hang on a second.
You're right.
What's that one? Send any questions via the socials. Dunk on Stats Guy how many times you want to. Go nuts. Have a crack at Alex.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Rub
Rub my face
Oh,
and Carlton lose by 60. I
Too
don't know.
busy tipping winners in the APL and Champions League.
Yeah.
Bring it.
Yeah, cool. Good job.
13 from 13.
I am impressed. I'll say those words your dad never will. I'm proud of you, Alex.
He is. I told him to buy that horse that one time.
All right. Thank you, Stats Guy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
Welcome back.
And thanks, of course, as always, to Gerald over there behind the camera for producing, and to Stats. No, that's Stats Guy over there. Social
I
guy.
got two
Leo.
shout-outs. Yeah,
There we
we've got to get around Leo.
It's Stats and I over there. So anyway, and thanks to me, of course, from sunny old Gold Coast to here today. Talking up the flaggers. Exciting times. What do we say, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly.
May your picks come in. Happy punting. Go the Blues! And we will catch you next week for a big grand final preview featuring very clearly Carlton. This is it. CODE Bet Daily Weekly AFL Show. Out.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.